Welcome back to the Organizing the Entrepreneur podcast. As always, I'm your host, Janelle, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. This episode, it's a really good one, and not just because my guest let me quiz her on famous movie lines. That was a ton of fun, by the way. My guest for this episode is Lindsay Lane. She's a Detroit-born attorney who's all about helping small business owners protect their brands without the legal overwhelm. She's the founder of Lane Law PLLC and a Michigan licensed attorney, and she focuses on trademarks, copyrights, contracts, and small business law. And she brings such a smart, strategic perspective to all things business ownership. And even for someone like me who's been in business for the last 7 years, her insights are pure gold. In this conversation, we get into a lot of good stuff. First of all, why SOPs are a non-negotiable. That's standard operating procedures. Yes, even for all of us solopreneurs out there. We talk about what Lindsay uses instead of a paper planner and why she will never buy one again, even resisting them if they are pretty. I totally get how we've all been sucked into that trap. We also cover legal to-dos that entrepreneurs tend to avoid and where and what to start with. We talk about her favorite digital tools for staying organized, and of course, that one spot in her home that isn't exactly Pinterest perfect. And oh yes, she spilled the tea. And you don't want to miss her go-to Metro Detroit restaurant recommendations, because even when you're organizing or providing legal advice, you gotta eat. If you've been putting off anything legal, contracts, trademark systems, or all the back end things, we've got you. Lindsay makes it feel way less intimidating and explains it in a way that makes sense. So go ahead, hit play. And if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much if you gave it a quick like or a review and hit follow so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's get going with Lindsay Lane. Lindsay, I am so excited to have you on and to chat with you. And I know we've met just a couple of times, but just from the very beginning, from the first time I met you, I was really drawn to you. You had an incredible story that you told when we first met as a speaker, and I'm just so honored to have you here. So thank you for being part of this.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this opportunity to share a little bit about me and a little bit about my law firm, and have you interview me and ask me all sorts of questions.
Yes, I've got some really fun things at the end because I was reading through your bio, so we'll get to that later. But I want to start out, and just for people who are not familiar with who you are and what you do, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Yeah, so I am a trademark and small business attorney. I help small businesses get going and whatever part of the process that you're in with your business. If you need help with contracts and things like that, that's what we assist with my law firm, Lane Law PLLC, which I formed in 2023. So I graduated from law school in 2019, and then I clerked at the bankruptcy court for about 3.5 years. And then from there, I started my law firm.
So that's been pretty recent. This has all happened recently.
Yes.
And prior to going to law school, what was life like before that?
Oh gosh. Well, I have a son. So I had my son at 16, and so raising him and then, going to college, of course. And so I went to college, went to undergrad, studied health policy in college, worked a little bit. I thought I wanted to go to medical school and law school. Did not do that. So
Big dreams.
really ambitious.
Yeah.
And so then in undergrad, I just, strictly wanted to take classes to complete my undergraduate degree, my bachelor's degree. Then I took a year off, studied for the LSAT, and went to law school. And then even during law school, I also worked for a bar prep company. So I did that for 2 years during law school. And then I continued while I was working at the court for another 2 years as a marketing representative.
That's incredible. You've done a couple of different things and you're a mom on top of it all. So you have had a pretty incredible journey so far, so to
Yeah.
say, so to speak. So with all that being said, obviously being very ambitious and doing a lot of different things and being a mom, being organized in life probably plays a role, I would say, in some part of that professionally, personally. I want to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being highly organized,
Yeah.
Where do you rate yourself when it comes to home and personal life and also business side of things professionally?
Well, I would probably say it about an 8. Maybe that's high.
Nice.
But definitely I try to keep everything in place and balance, try to have a good work-life balance. And staying organized is one of those things that helps me be able to be a mom, run my business, and just do day-to-day things that I think every business owner can relate to.
So, is there a particular thing that makes you think of being organized when you think about your home? Is there a space there or a routine or a system that you have in place that you're like, yeah, I could definitely rate myself high on the scale because of this?
Yes, so definitely the office area, which is it has to be organized. Otherwise, I think I would lose my mind. There's so many papers, and even though a lot of things are also, digital online, I have everything organized, compartmentalized, systems in place to keep things in order just for those day-to-day things. I swear by a task list or a checklist, whether it be one that I've created or one that's already in place. But I think each part, even just being in the home because I work from home, I
Mhm.
work virtual, so each part of the house has to have its own, reason.
Yeah, everything has to have its place in your home, it
Yes.
sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you mentioned your son, and he's a little bit older now, right?
Yeah, he's in college.
He's in college.
Yeah.
So, does he come home from college and stay with you during breaks? And
Yes, definitely.
oh, so
Yeah.
what does that look like when you add somebody else into the mix? How?
Ooh. Well, you're getting back, I think a lot of, moms and even dads can relate to this, parents in general, where for so long, for 18 years, you're just, trying to compartmentalize everything. It's not just you, it's your kid too. And you're, running errands and, practice, whether they play sports. And, it's a constant back and forth, groceries, cleaning, cooking, all of those things. So then when your child goes to college, some of that is taken away. And then when they come back home, it starts all over again. Maybe it never ends.
Once a parent, always a parent.
Always.
Has he followed in your organizational footsteps? Has he picked up some of those organizational cues?
Maybe not so much, but I think, going to college and living with a roommate, you have to be organized. Otherwise, you're crowding their space.
Yeah.
So I've definitely noticed a lot of maturity since he's come back home and he's like more, oh, I want to clean my room more often. I think it helps too with like clarity and just being in a clean space.
Yeah, yeah. So he's a little bit more aware, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
definitely. So send your kids to school.
Right, right. Yeah, it teaches them some grown-up responsibilities.
Yeah.
It sounds like the office is really the most important place for you to have organized, and it sounds like your business and
Yeah.
also your life if you're working from home.
Yeah.
Talk to me about digital organization just a
Mhm.
bit, because that's huge. That's been a big thing for me this year as a professional organizer. What has that done to enhance your life as far as organizing that way?
Yeah, so I think well, I won't say I think, I definitely know that with any business, you may not have everything in place as you want it, starting out, because a lot of times you don't know what you need. So over time, you're building those systems. You have a million people coming at you, whether it's marketing representatives saying, we have the best CRM for your platform to keep, everything organized, to keep your clients organized. You have to sit on meetings with sales representatives to figure out what's the best thing. So what worked, at the beginning of your business may not work as your business grows. So then you have to make a switch and you have to learn a new system. So definitely I have multiple platforms that keep me in check, whether it's some things that are automated, being able to delegate to people that work alongside with me. That has really helped. But that digital organization is key. And also, I need to be able to use it on multiple computers. So if I'm not at home, I need to be able to access it on my laptop as well.
Oh, that's a really good point. And I love that you brought that up because that's one of the things that I work a lot with in the platform where I'm organizing digitally for clients, their documents and important paperwork in the system that I use. That's one of the best benefits is that you can access it from a phone, a
Yeah.
computer, even if you're on the go, it doesn't matter. It's really nice to be able to have that ability.
Yeah.
What about you mentioned delegate? What are some of the things that you like to delegate to kind of claim back your time or take off your plate?
Yeah, so I'm actually working on cleaning up some of those systems, to be completely honest. The more of the routine things that you see, like client onboarding, that every client has to go through. And then it depends on the client matter that I have. So some clients don't need as comprehensive onboarding task to complete once they become a client. But being able to delegate that and finding a virtual assistant is actually something I'm in the process of doing as a business owner. Being able to trust someone to take on those tasks so you can expand and scale your business, and you'll still be a part of the day-to-day operations, but whether you're traveling or whether you're out and about, you can have some of that work being performed, whether you're available or not, and it still gets things moving along.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Having an automated system that's in place is so important, so key because you get a lot of those repeat questions
Yeah,
or inquiry type things that it's just easier if you have something in place to respond either automatically or that's set up that you can maybe tailor it or tweak it a bit. And then that virtual assistant side, I can definitely understand how that would be something very helpful to have in place. Um,
definitely. That's a business right now, virtual assistant, because so many people work remote, and then your virtual assistant doesn't even have to be located where you are, as long as you have those standard operating procedures for them to follow. So
yeah.
now you're not also, whoever you bring on, you're not also having to repeat and then re-explain everything. Everything's already outlined and ready to go.
You hit on the standard operating procedures. Now, as a solopreneur, I feel like I have things I know how I do myself, but I don't really have anything on paper or in place. So let me get your take. Do you think that anybody should have standard operating procedures in place?
Yes, I do think that is key to running your business, whether it's for you as a solopreneur or whether you're bringing on someone else to work with you. Because the common question that comes up is, how do you do this? So if you want me to work for you, what are your systems to make your life easier, to make my life easier? Because you're going to have those questions that keep coming up. And you won't know that until you probably get into your business. Of course, you can get some things set up front, but you won't know that until you have more clients and they have the same questions, or now they have different questions. So add that to maybe a checklist or some sort of system that everyone can access.
Yeah, you know what? I have to be honest with you, Lindsay. It's my one of my organizer friends. She lives in Louisiana, and she was talking about how she's put together this whole package. She has a big team. I obviously don't, but she calls it her death binder. It's And it's funny, I wrote it down on my to-do list months ago, like get this together
Yeah,
because honestly, I mean, if God forbid something were to happen to me, there's not really anything in place to let someone know, hey, this is who I need to contact. This is the
exactly. Refer to this. Look at this one document.
so I got a little work to do, I guess, as far as it
Yeah.
goes with standard operating procedures and just kind of getting things in place, just so somebody else knows where to access things. So this is a good reminder as we're talking
Yeah,
here.
and business owners, and they can do that too with an operating agreement. In Michigan, an operating agreement is not required for an LLC, but that also sets your business up for success, whether you're working by yourself or with someone else. It tells what you want to happen to your business in the event that something happens or a problem arises. So that operating agreement operates as a contract and an agreement for procedures down the line.
Well, that's definitely something that I think as an entrepreneur you should know about
Yeah.
and take into consideration. What about anything that hasn't worked for you when it comes to organization?
Yeah, I think maybe I thought about this question last night when I was laying in bed. A paper planner does not work for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm the type to, they're all so pretty. So no matter what store you're going to, you're like, wow, I can really use a new planner. Leather, florals, stripes, polka dots. I'm like, I get this. Every time I get it, I'm super ambitious. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna mark everything in that calendar. It never do.
You
Never
know,
use it.
I love that you brought this up because I have so many homes that I walk into and you won't believe the number of planners I have seen over the last 7 years. I've had one client that had over 100 planners.
Too much.
They make you feel good.
They make you feel that you make it to February. Every other month is blank. So, yeah,
Oh,
it's one of those things where you want to be organized, but it's hard to get organized. And it's hard to literally sit down, especially in such a digital age where nobody's writing anything down anymore. I live by my digital calendar.
yeah.
Like if that thing shuts down, good luck to everyone else.
Honestly, I would not know where I need to be if I did not
No,
have my Google Calendar.
no. And give me 3 reminders because what's happening today? Oh, the podcast. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. So it keeps you in line, that's for sure. But I will say for me, I do like writing things down as far as like to-do list,
Yeah.
checklist. Now, granted, it's written down and it's probably digital as well. It helps me with that repetition
Yeah.
to remember, but I can't agree with you more. I should have gone into the planner business.
Oh,
That
yeah. Whatever type of planner you need, laminations, tabs, stickers. Yeah, they have any type of planner that you need, and I've tried them all, it feels like, and yeah, they just don't work for me.
So, okay, good to know. That's not on your list, and that means that you probably won't be picking up a paper planner again.
Oh no, I think I've been cured.
So, when you're walking down the aisle at Target and they have brand new planners out in the end of this year, you're ready to pass on by.
Yeah, blinders, the clearance rack isn't gonna stop me because that's how they get you. They're like, oh, we've added on an additional 3 months, and I'm like, still don't need it. I'm not gonna use it.
Good to
Yeah.
know. I think that's a really good one. So, what about time management? Obviously, you have your digital calendar that helps keep you in line. What about kind of figuring out all those priorities and all the different things you have to manage personally, professionally throughout the day? How do you manage your time? What works well?
Yeah. Time management is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, but ultimately it comes down to planning your days according to how you like to work, whether you're going to a coffee shop, whether you're virtual, whether you're in office, and then scheduling things around that. And then also giving extra time. I think starting out, I would always, book, for that meeting, but then there's no real admin time after that. So whether that meeting runs long, now everything else is running late, so you have to really block off your time. And that it requires me to be extremely intentional about, okay, looking at my calendar throughout the week and saying, I have 3 meetings today. I know I don't want a fourth one to be added. So let me block that time off. And some of those things are automated for me. There's scheduling limits that are included in different platforms and calendaring systems. So that really helps. Otherwise, you know your capacity, you know yourself, and that varies from person to person. So while someone may want to sit on Zoom for 5 calls back to back, I don't necessarily want to do that.
What I'm hearing you say is definitely know yourself,
Yes.
know, know your limitations. And I love what you said about giving yourself some cushion. I'm really bad at that. I will kind of go from one client to the next.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard. It's really hard. And, but I do agree. You do learn over your time as an entrepreneur what's okay. What can you manage? What are you okay with handling? And I will say having that ability within a scheduling system to block things off for you is, oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
wonderful to be able to have
It
that
is.
feature.
It really is because it frees up time to do other things that maybe you even enjoy during the day, like whether you want to work out in between calls or like a walk. I love to go grab coffee from local coffee shops. So that's probably a non-negotiable for me. They love to see me coming. They know I'm coming.
I did watch your Instagram video. So if anybody's interested in what Lindsay's favorite coffee order is, check
It's
out
on there.
check out her Instagram. It's on there. And speaking of which, you have a really great Instagram. I love
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you so
just
much.
it's such a great blend of good information and just who you are.
Oh, thank you.
Is it something that you enjoy doing, social media?
Oh, yes. I love it, especially with a background in marketing. It's
Yeah.
so fun to me, but I have passed some of the idea creation behind it onto a friend and colleague of mine who specializes in social media and content creation. Because as you know, as we've said, as the business grows, you really do need to find experts for small businesses, I say, you can't handle your legal, so obviously come to me. But same thing, I know how to manage social media, but I don't want to manage all of the ins and outs of it. So I have someone now who can edit my videos. Even if I create the content, I could send them over to her and she can edit them. And all I have to do is create a caption and upload. So that really helps. And I've noticed really a significant change in viewership having recorded videos now because it took me a long time to get on camera.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah. You're like, wait, what? That's permanent.
I have a marketing manager who does all my social media for me. I have a marketing background as well, but do not have the same passion and love for social media. So I did hand
Yeah.
that off pretty early in the game, but she's always like, get on camera. I need to see your face. Get on video. Like, I hate it.
You said on a scale from 1 to 10,
On a
it's a
scale from,
negative.
it's a negative. It's a -1.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
So, what about any favorite tools? You talked about some different things throughout business. Anything that you really like to use to help you streamline or to help you organize your time?
So I definitely want my email and calendaring system to be connected across multiple, like my personal calendar, just because if something gets booked that way, then it's
Mm,
also transferred onto my business calendar. So things are blocked off that aren't necessarily related to business,
mm,
so I can still manage it that way. Definitely my CRM system, which I use one that's specific for lawyers. And that's really helpful because I can do things like invoice, create intake forms, and it keeps everything in one place. So when I'm sending out agreements and things like that, I can also do like e-signatures without having to add on another service. So definitely platforms that kind of have more built-in systems, more than one thing,
yeah.
have been really helpful.
I can understand that because it's really easy to all of a sudden start having multiple platforms, multiple
Oh yeah.
systems.
Multiple payments.
Exactly. What about anything that you want to simplify in your business or your life, your personal life?
Definitely automation across the board. I would have to say that I want more things to be automated, whether it's sending things out, sending more my emails, maybe that could be more streamlined instead of me sitting in front of the computer. But I do like engaging with my clients.
Yeah.
So you are talking to me. You're not talking to a system that's just like a automated email necessarily.
Right. Don't you think that that's still such an important part of business
Yeah.
and being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, even though AI is really taking off, I think everything's automated, whether it's customer service calls. So being able to talk to a human is really important, especially when people have really important questions. Sometimes you don't need to go through multiple prompts to get someone on the phone. I think that's really helped me too with someone's calling me and they need something. It helps to not have them skip over you and go to someone else, which has really helped business and created opportunities that I didn't think were possible.
Yeah, that's really true because when somebody is talking to a real life person versus going through a lot of hoops, it's a lot easier to start creating that personal connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What about, is there anything that's disorganized that you're like, oh, nobody needs to see this?
That basement. Don't go down there. Working on it. Work in progress.
Work in progress.
But it's kind of like that junk drawer that's like, what's even in here? Although I do now have a system for my junk drawer. Just
Ooh,
got some home goods organizers.
yeah.
I'm like, everything's there. The rubber bands, the little travel size needle and thread kit.
That's always a good spot for people to start, for sure, is the
Yeah.
junk drawer because everybody's got one or four, depending on who you are,
Yes.
where you live. I love that. But basement. So, how long have you been in your home?
Ooh, maybe a little over 10 years now. Yeah.
Okay. So things have kind of started to collect
Yeah,
and
collect but I resell. So
oh, look at
yeah,
you.
I'm a posher.
You have the bandwidth and the ability, go for it. I mean, it's a great way to
Yeah.
repurpose, recycle, and make a little cash.
Yeah, but it is like a second business because reselling is more than a notion. That stuff in the basement has to get out of here one way or another. Reselling, because you have to have boxes, you have to have tape, you have to have a printing label system. And yes, it can be lucrative for some people. Some people do that full time, but I do it like as a side thing.
Yeah.
and it's fun,
Yeah.
and it's another type of business, but when you have to go to the post office every day, that's not so fun.
No. No, that is so true. In fact, I've poshed a couple things in my time, but I don't do it for clients because exactly like you said, it's a whole nother business.
Yeah.
And I do not enjoy it enough to do it as a side
Exactly.
business. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But I do love the feature that the post office will pick up from you if you pre-plan that ahead of
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
which is nice. But I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, "Oh, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, or I'm going to I'm going to do Poshmark. I'm going to do eBay." So I love the good intention, but I always say put a date
Yeah.
on it, and if you don't do it by that date, you're probably never going to do it. Just let it go.
Yeah, and then that comes into play like with the basement. It's taking the time to clean up that area, whether it be an hour a week, an hour a month, even, you can
Yeah,
really make a difference, going to Goodwill. And I like now how the Goodwill has the, drive up, so you really don't have to do too much manual labor once you actually get it in the car. Then,
yeah.
actually taking it to the Goodwill is another thing because as we know, things can sit in your car for another 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Lindsay, it's like you've been with me on client runs to to their homes where I see piles of trash bags of things that have been waiting to be donated for 2 years.
Yeah, it's hard to let go. It's like something's in there that I need. I need that keychain.
And that's
And then
why I take things with me when I go, because then people don't
yeah,
dig back through it and they don't have to worry about dropping it off.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So
exactly.
good for you for getting into your basement. Thank you for sharing your deep dark decluttering secret. That's good.
Let's edit that out. Just edit.
So I'd love to get your take a little bit from your professional perspective as an attorney. What do you think every entrepreneur should know?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Ah.
You gotta know everything. Really, so speaking to what you do, organization is key with any business.
Mhm.
Things can go south really quickly in terms of as your business grows and you don't have systems in place to really know how to approach different matters and things like that. Definitely just organize. You don't have to know everything up front. I don't know any business owner that starts out knowing everything, and you don't necessarily have to be an expert in terms of like the internal organization. That's why you hire people who are also professionals who specialize in social media, email marketing, sales, ads, things like that. So don't be afraid to bring on those people and really delegate.
Mm.
Because I think a lot of times as a business owner, we want to hold on to everything. We don't want to spend the money to, bring on extra help, but that can really help your business thrive and grow and scale, like things you didn't even know you needed until someone approaches you and say, "Hey, I do social media marketing or I do email campaigns," because it's one less thing off your plate and will help you be the expert that you are and do the work that you really enjoy doing.
Oh, I think that's such excellent advice because when you're spending your time on other tasks that aren't your specialty, I mean, you're not making money
Yeah.
at what you know how to do, what your
Yeah.
specialty is. So I think that's just so key to remember to delegate. You got to spend money to make money.
Absolutely. And really and one of the big things that's helped me is get your name out there because when you're starting a business, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like networking, but actually enjoy networking. I'm more intentional about the types of networking that I do. I know you and I met on the panel that I did, and
Yeah.
even to me, that was nerve-wracking. That was actually my first panel or question
Really?
Q&A that I did, and I'm still seeing the ROI on that. Just from people who were there or people who weren't there that are saying like, I missed this, but I heard you talked about this topic. Get your name out there because otherwise, people just don't know who you are.
Absolutely. It's not like people are just going to be sitting around looking
Yeah,
for Lane Law. There.
exactly. What is that?
Who is this person?
Yeah,
Yeah, you do. I mean, nobody's going to care about your business more than you do. And you have to be the one who promotes it.
yeah,
You really do. You have
yeah.
to, and you have to do the networking. I agree. It's something that I was a little uncomfortable with at first, but I have grown to enjoy it. But I do think you're right. Being intentional about where you go, who you connect with, what those conversations look like,
Yeah.
knowing how to step away from a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
And
because you can get dragged in.
it's hard sometimes when you do start talking with somebody and it goes on a little longer than it
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, exactly. Because, as like we saw each other at the scene event, and
Yeah.
there's so many women there. Great event, though. Great event from women from all different backgrounds. That was the second time we saw each other, I should say. And
Yeah.
like there's so many women that you may have a list of people that you want to connect with, but there were also people there that I've known on social media for a couple years now. And I'm like, oh, I know you.
Yeah.
Finally, we get to meet. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's so great. So I definitely agree. Getting out there, making those connections, putting that out there. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs doing what you do? What would you
Yeah.
say people should come to you for or hire a trademark attorney for
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur?
So definitely, making sure your entity is set up properly. A lot of times people are saying, I'm a solo entrepreneur. Why do I need an LLC? And that's really for liability reasons. You don't want your personal assets wrapped up in what you're doing with your business in the event that maybe you get sued or something goes wrong. You want to make sure your business is protected, your entity is set up properly, you're filing annual reports with your LLC so it's in good standing so no one else can take your name. Having the right contracts in place too, that also helps with your risk and liabilities, minimizing the risk, your risk exposure to you and your business and, helping you with your bottom line. And then all, of course, the thing that I love to do is trademarks. I love to do all the work, but trademarks are really, really fun because there's a lot of strategy involved in protecting your brand name, your logo, or slogan that you have with your business. And trademarks go beyond that too. But that's definitely something that's big as you're trying to scale and you want to make sure that you're the only one that can use your name and there's not a copycat out there that's trying to steal your whole brand identity from something that you've built from scratch.
Yeah, I can relate to all that you're saying. I have same friend in Louisiana. She went through the trademark process a couple of years ago, and she had to trademark her business name
Hmm.
because she was putting a book out,
Yeah,
and she wanted to make sure that people were not taking that name, that slogan that she
yeah.
had, and so she went through the trademarking process, and it's a little bit lengthy, though, right?
It is lengthy. So if you were to file a trademark application today, it would take about 7 months before the United States Patent and Trademark Office or the examining attorney that works within the office to review your application. And then from there, it goes through a process of trying to determine whether your name can be registered as a trademark, if it's confusing with someone else's trademark that's pending or registered. So overall, the average time is about 12 to 18 months to register a trademark. And that's if everything goes, obviously, the longer that it's going to take is if there's problems that arise, things like that. So we do a lot of work even upfront before we file the application, searching for the name, determining what type of trademark you have. What do you want to trademark, whether it be the name of your company, the logo, the name and the logo together. Do you have multiple products and services that you want protected? Do you want to start with one thing? So we put together like really a strategy and plan for how you can trademark everything in your business and have, everything wrapped up in a pretty bow, essentially to be protected.
But it, regardless of time, that's still
Yeah.
very important
Oh, yeah.
to go about doing. If you,
Definitely. Because a lot
so
of business owners say, well, I'll wait, I'll just file next year. Well, the time is still going to be the time. Regardless, there's no way to expedite the application and get it through the system any faster. So at
yeah,
least once the application is filed, it's pending and people can see it who are also trying to file applications. Your name will come up as pending trademark before it's registered.
yeah. Plus, if it's something that you really want to put your name on and make sure that
Yeah.
you own, you should do that as soon as possible because if somebody puts in an application prior to you, then there starts to be a problem.
Yeah, they can stop you from using the name that you built over time. You can even file an application pre-launch. So you're essentially reserving the name with the USPTO. If they give you the all clear in that 6 to 7 months, then at that point you're going to show proof of use of saying how you're using the trademark or file an extension to when you're ready to show proof of use down the line.
Sounds like really important work. And I'm glad that you're out there doing those things because
Yeah.
I know I've seen it behind the scenes of how important it is to have that done to protect your business.
Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of times people just don't really understand like the basics of why they need a trademark, the purpose of a trademark. So this is a good point that just to bring up. A lot of times you'll see a business with the TM.
Mm.
And that just tells the world I'm claiming this name. So whether it's Lindsay's Chocolates, I could be claiming that name, but until it's registered, then you'll see that R that's in the circle. That means you own that name in that business. So nobody else would be able to use Lindsay's Chocolates down the line.
That's another great tip you got on Instagram.
I
People
do.
people have got to check out your Instagram.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there. Thank you, by the way, for sharing all that. I think that's really, that's such a great starting point for people to really understand what it is that you do and how you can help them. And I think it's really important to share. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
What about self-care? How do you like to take care of yourself as a entrepreneur, professional,
Yeah.
mom? Like what's in it? What's your thing? What do you like to do?
So I'm a big foodie.
Oh,
Love going out to different restaurants and trying different restaurants. To me, that's self-care.
I can relate. I love to eat.
Yes, I like cooking, but I also love just going out to eat because cooking's a big task in and of itself.
Yeah.
Love, love, love cooking though, but I love going out to different restaurants, traveling,
Yeah.
just sitting around, honestly doing nothing, sitting on the patio, good margarita.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, Lindsay.
Yeah, literally just because people think of self-care like massages and getting their nails done. Getting my nails done, what is it, nail gel?
I've never heard that.
I That 30, 45 minutes is torture to me.
Oh my goodness. I don't do my nails because I can't. I just can't.
From start to finish, like picking a color, like as soon as you get there, it's like you're expected to have this color. And like that, every 2 weeks, I'm like, I don't want to have to pick a new nail polish color. So I end up getting the same thing. It's going to be a red or a nude. I just don't feel like going through all
Yeah.
200 colors.
So nail jail.
Nail gel. I think that's what it's called or something like that. Maybe it's while you're sitting there, you can't like have access to your hand. I don't know. Is that what the kids are saying?
I don't know, but I think that's pretty funny. But
Yeah.
I love that you talk about self-care in a different way. Things that make you feel good
Yeah.
and appreciate your time and give you a little bit of sense of calm more
Yeah.
so. Yeah. So favorite restaurant that you like to eat at? Do you have a
Oh,
fave?
locally?
Yeah, locally.
That's hard. But I
Okay,
love
not locally.
not locally. Oh, there's this taco place in New York called Los Tacos Number One. It's
Mm,
just like a quick taco. Their tacos are so good. Shout out to Los Tacos. Even locally, we have a lot of good restaurants. I think downtown's booming.
mm.
So definitely like going to San Morello. That's a good restaurant but because it's attached to a hotel.
Yeah.
So you get to just like people watch Johnny Noodle King. So
Okay.
good. I like Italian, I like pasta. So
Yeah.
that's really up there for me. But Layla, I love Layla. Yeah.
Look at you. You definitely
Yeah.
have some hot spots to check out.
I have a list in my phone of restaurants, you know, organized by
Yeah.
state and city. That's really type A.
Oh, but I love it. And in fact, I'm not as far as you, but I do have a list of Metro Detroit restaurants that I want to check out. So,
Yes, it's a long list. People are like, can you send it to me? I'm like, it's proprietary. I'm gonna sell it one.
as well you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I saw something on your Instagram and I'm going to do a little movie line trivia pop quiz.
Oh, maybe I swear I have like maybe a sixth sense.
Did you know? I saw that and I'm like, "Oh, that's so fun." And so I'm going to say the line and I want you to
Okay.
tell me the movie, okay?
Okay.
Show me the money.
Gosh, I know this. See, I'm not good with on the spot. I
That
know this.
okay, that's okay. Don't
Okay.
worry. Don't
Which one
worry.
is that one?
Jerry Maguire.
Okay, yep.
Jerry
Yeah.
Maguire. What about I Volunteers Tribute?
I don't know these.
Oh, wow. Don't worry. You'll know some of them. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I only got five. That one's from the Hunger Games. Did you ever see
Oh,
it?
I've never seen the Hunger Games.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I
Wow.
need to add that to my to-do list.
Put it on the list of some,
Okay.
yeah, things to watch. It's pretty
Just
good.
like I've never seen, what's the show that everyone watches?
There's so
Is that the
many.
TV show Hunger Games?
No, it's a movie series.
What's the other one that's like set back in,
Oh, I
you
don't
know it.
know. I don't think so.
It's like super, super popular. It's like back, like medieval
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Never
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I've never seen Rocky, so if people are like making fun of me because I've never seen it, so I get it. Like, there's
Yeah.
classic movies we've never seen. All right, how about this one? Why so serious?
Oh, that's Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
the
Dark
Joker.
Knight.
Yeah, Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
I knew you knew that. I knew
That's
you
my
knew that.
favorite.
What about That's All?
Oh, Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah. See, I knew you knew it. I've got one more. With great power comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man.
Oh, see.
Yeah, another favorite. Oh, good. I did good. I got more right than I did
Yeah.
right. You should have said Legally Blonde too.
Oh my God. I just watched that last night. It was on
Me too. It was on
TV.
TV.
I said, oh my God, this was made in 2001. That's,
Isn't that
it's
crazy?
insane. It's
My
insane.
favorite scene is when she's questioning the witness about the perm
Okay. That is
at
the
the risk
best.
of deactivating the ammonium thiglycolate. Like, what?
Oh my gosh, that would have been such a great one to do
Yeah.
with you today. Damn it.
We'll do
Damn it.
round two.
Round two next
Round
time.
two.
And then just to wrap up, I know you like to travel as well.
Yes.
So, favorite place to travel?
New York,
Ooh,
hands
yeah.
down.
Hands down, New York.
Hands
Okay.
down. So
Oh,
so like grungy and but it's also like really beautiful. And there's so many different pockets, the different boroughs, I should say, not bureaus, thinking legally. Boroughs and the different restaurants, just so many things to do there. Like no matter how many times I go to New York, and I'm going next week,
ooh.
you can't see everything.
Yeah, so
So there's
true.
always something to do, and they always have like different exhibits to go to. I feel like New York is one of those places where, there's a lot of different people too from all over the world that
Yeah,
come and visit. So you really get to see a lot of different cultures without having to, travel outside the country.
yeah. It is a great place. I
Yeah.
will give you that. I haven't been in a while. My brother used to live there. He's a chef. He was a chef there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so it's really cool to see. And of course, when you're a chef, you know all the great food places to go,
Oh, absolutely.
all the
So go
secret
here
spots.
if you
Yes,
can get a reservation.
if you can. Or it doesn't even have to be something where you have to get a reservation. It's just like these like in the wall places,
Yes.
like your taco place, right?
Yeah, that they have a lot of locations,
Oh,
but they are really, really good and quick. It's kind of more like
yep.
stand and eat and go, and it's like so authentic. It's so good. But
Uh,
something my mom and I did at the last time we were there was we went to the Louis Vuitton restaurant that just opened.
oh,
With also going back to trademarks.
yeah.
I believe they filed a trademark registration in the food category, restaurants and food. So
Oh,
in addition to your handbags and things like that, they have their restaurant, and pretty much every dish has like some sort of like brand
wow.
on their branding of their logo, whether it's a cappuccino, it has like LV in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I bet you were so excited to experience that.
So exciting. It's a really hard reservation to get, but we actually were just able to walk up and walk in, pays to be nice.
Lucky
Kind.
ladies.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, our wait. Bummer.
Like, no problem. We'll be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What about bucket list travel destination?
Bucket list travel. I would have to say I definitely want to go to London, and I definitely want to go to Italy because again, I love pasta. If I can get like really authentic
Yeah.
pasta,
Yeah.
Italy would have to be top of the list, and London because I've heard that London is very similar to New York.
Yeah.
So I think I would love that as well.
Oh, that sounds great. London's on our list. We're hoping to go next year.
Oh
So,
wow. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a trademark conference there next year, so it might be coming up sooner rather than later.
There you go, Lindsay. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, what
Oh,
about you? What's your favorite place to travel?
oh my gosh. Well, we are big beach vacation people. So we love St. Martin in the Caribbean.
Oh yeah. I've never
Yes.
been, but it looks really beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful. We've been just several places throughout the Caribbean, but we just keep coming back. We love the people. We
Yeah.
love the food. It's the food capital of the Caribbean. So for
Oh wow.
foodies,
Oh,
any kind of cuisine you could imagine, French, Italian,
yeah.
Caribbean, even pizza. They have some of the best pizza I've ever had in my
Wow.
life. Yeah.
Do you
So
have to can you fly on a commercial airline or do you have to like take the prop plane or something like
no,
that?
no, you can fly commercial right into St. Martin. It's a dual nation, so it's half French, half Dutch, and it is an incredible experience. And honestly, it's my favorite island. It's small, you can get around everywhere. Everybody's so kind. It's got the
Oh,
most beautiful
wow.
beaches. So highly, highly recommend. That's our place. That's our destination.
I will put that on my list. Is that the one where you can stand on the beach and the planes fly over you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But put that on the list too.
Yeah. Put it on the list. It's so hard to believe we're coming to the end, and I'm going to give you some wrap up Q&A really quick.
Yeah.
One thing you wish you would have known starting out.
Oh, that's another tough question. I think I did an article on something like this, but you really don't know what you don't know. And
Mm,
I think every entrepreneur says if I can have everything like laid out in front of me, that would make things 10 times easier. So, but I think what's helped me, and I don't know if I'm answering the question or not, but
that's
I think there's
okay.
a lot of things that I wanted to know starting out, whether the certainty of certain marketing efforts. And I think that's what you want in business. Like, I know that this is going to work. I know that it's going to take off. And it really just takes time, trial and error. I do have a mentor that was able to really guide me along the way. So that's really helped.
Mm,
And being able, things that I didn't know and that I've had to figure out, I've been able to lean on somebody and say, what do I do here? Because you owning your own law firm is not like working in a company or another law firm where you can just go down the hallway and ask somebody a question that you have. So being able to, cultivate, a network of other attorneys that I've been able to reach out to has also been really helpful.
that's really important point because when you are working on your own, it can get a little lonely, and it's nice to have someone to lean on and have get advice from and talk
Yeah.
to about different situations in your industry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What about one thing that you're working on right now?
Sneak preview. So I'm actually working on building a template shop.
Ooh,
I think I mentioned
I
this
think you
during
did
the
mention
chat,
this. This sounds familiar.
but of course, in business, when you're working on a project and you're like, oh, I'm going to have this done in 2 months. Yeah, it's taking
Yeah.
a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the process of going through the picking a name that I want to trademark and register. Just because I'm a trademark attorney, I'm not exempt from going through the process myself and making sure all of my ducks are in a row. So going to be starting a template shop where people can get the templates that they need for their business, whether it's email templates, terms of service, terms of purchase, privacy policies, which are very important for businesses that also affect your bottom line. Privacy policies are required by law to have. That's another legal tip to know. A lot
Ooh.
of people don't have them on their websites. So that's
Hmm.
something that really needs to be in place and just have different comprehensive agreements across different industries that are attorney drafted.
Yeah. Yeah. Because having something specific, are you talking specific to an industry like
Yeah, more
templates?
general, but
Okay.
then also specific to an industry. So for example, something more general would be like if you're an independent contractor and you need an agreement and you're going to be working with somebody, and then the benefit of, going through the template shop, you can then hire my law firm and then we can talk about the specifics of your business and I can give you legal advice on different laws and rules and regulations, also business licensing, what you need for your industry.
Mhm.
As you know, running a business, there's a lot of different moving parts. And I think that goes back to what don't you know in business?
Yeah.
You just don't know everything that you need. And trying to get it to come together all at once can be extremely overwhelming.
Oh, that's going to be such a huge help for people. So I can't wait to see
Yeah.
that come out. That's going to be amazing. Would you say that's also kind of in line with your goal for the future?
Yeah, definitely more of an immediate goal. I want to get that launched. I said at the beginning of the year this year, but of course, this year is going by extremely fast. But definitely something I want to have done within the next 3 to 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. It has been going by quickly. I'm trying to check things off my 2025 to-do list, and some things
Yeah,
are moving moving along better than others.
exactly. A lot of times being a business owner, the days run together.
Yeah.
There's really sometimes you really don't know the difference between like the week and the weekend. Really,
Yeah.
the week can go like that. So I'm
Yep.
like, wait a minute, it's Thursday. No, it's Friday. Oh gosh. So yeah.
So true. So true. Well, I know with your organizational skills and your checklists and your digital organization, you are going to be just fine.
I hope so.
So we covered so much today. Is there anything you feel like we didn't touch on?
No, I think this was a great interview, a lot of great questions. I just so appreciate the opportunity to do this. It's my first, no, my second podcast.
Yeah.
First one I did was really brief, but it was at the Scene magazine
Oh,
event.
with LT, with
Yeah.
Laura. Oh my gosh, she's
Yeah.
awesome. She's fabulous. Well, I'm glad you got a preview.
Yeah, shout out to LT. That was interesting. Oh yeah, you were the one that told me about her.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because people are looking at you while you're doing walking.
Yeah.
But no, that was really fun. And even though it was brief, she has a great podcast. And
Yeah, tag up with LT, check out her podcast. I'll link it in the
yeah,
show notes.
shout
Just
out.
just like I'm going to link everything in the show notes for where people can find you, but do you want to share that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shameless plug. You can definitely find me on Instagram, we're most active on there for social media, at Lane Law PLLC. Also on Threads, Facebook, trying to navigate TikTok. That's a completely different world. No,
Yes.
I will not be dancing, but there will be some quick tips on there.
Yeah.
And definitely, you can find me personally on LinkedIn at
Perfect.
Lindsay Lane.
Awesome. And of course, your website is the
And
best.
of course, my website, lindsaylanelaw.com.
And we'll link it all in the show notes. And Lindsay, thank you so much. It was such a great opportunity to chat with you and pick your brain a little bit. And of course, have a little fun with some movie trivia.
Yeah, didn't get them all right.
That's okay. I know I hit you on the spot with that one. So thank you so much. It was so great to chat with you.
Yeah, thank you, Janelle. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today for this episode of Organizing the Entrepreneur. If this episode helped you feel a little more organized or at least a little less overwhelmed, go ahead, tap that follow button so you don't miss what's coming next. And hey, if you loved it, take a hot second to leave a quick review. It truly helps more entrepreneurs find us and get organized in their lives too. Keep showing up, keep simplifying, and I'll see you next time with more ways to make your business and your life organized.